Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to roll out a slab, throw and roll out a slab. This is what you'll be using anytime you're doing slab construction, obviously. It can also be used for making bottoms for your pots. So slabs are super useful. I use them all the time. I don't have a slab roller. It's this giant machine that studios have. I don't have one, so I'm constantly throwing out slabs just like this. And it's definitely a practice you want to get used to doing. So all you need for this is two things. You're gonna need, well, three things. You're gonna need, four things. You need your wear board, right? You're gonna need your metal rib, your wire cutter, and then your clay, all right? So I already cut this out, and I like to start with about a slab, a thick slab that's about a little over an inch wide. You could use more if you want a bigger slab. You could use less if you need a smaller slab. And the first thing you need to do is start getting, what we're gonna get is a big flat sheet of clay. So I need to move this from this chunky rectangle square of clay into a big wide flat clay. So I'm gonna start by putting it down onto my wear board. And I'm gonna actually do some of the work with my fist to start. And I hold my hand like this because I like to use that part of my fist. So I'm just gonna start beating it out. This is where you can work out any of those frustrations you might be having. COVID. Insert frustration of your choice here. So get it like that. A bit more maybe, approximately. Starting to move it out into a wider, flatter, thinner sheet of clay. So it now looks like this. Now I'm going to proceed. I'm really hoping I don't knock over the computer when I do this. I'm going to be throwing this out. So right now I'm holding it, again, you know me, two hands on the clay at all times. And as I'm doing this, as I'm just swinging it, I can actually feel it start to stretch. So it's doing, I'm letting gravity just do what I want it to do. And then I'm gonna throw it out. So I'm gonna throw it like that. So the action is, I want you to see me a little more. Sorry, I almost stopped recording. The action is really throwing it, bringing it back like this. And you wanna use, I actually position one arm, one leg in front of the other. And I kind of rock when I do it. So I'm gonna take it again, holding it two hands, swinging, and then when I throw it, it's this way. You're not just doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm exaggerating. You're not that, right? You're really sliding. You're trying to get the clay to hit the board and move across it like that. So here we go. You can also rotate it. If you don't want it to get just one direction longer, is the way that I'm throwing is the way that it's going to stretch it. I'm striving for a sound like that. See, I'm rotating it a bit. And when it gets to a point where it's pretty thin, I'm at about over a quarter. I'm going to now switcheroonie over to my rolling pin. And because I want this really consistent, I'm going to create guides. And the way I'm going to create guides is by using these giant wooden rulers. I'm going to put one on each side. You could also use dowels. So you could buy 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch dowels and use those as your guides as well. These are pretty cheap to buy, but the dowels are also really affordable. So whatever is easier for you to get, I do recommend, you don't have to, but that's going to ensure that you have an even thickness to your slab across the whole slab. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this down so you can see a little better. And now I'm going to use my rolling pin. So I'm just going to roll it out. Again, I'm standing up and I'm pushing with my legs as much as I am with my upper body, because I'm always thinking about how I'm not going to be doing any kind of long-term damage. Now I'm doing this, and at a point it's going to stop moving. I can see that it's not really moving. I'm applying very even pressure, but because I have these guides here, I know I won't go too far down. It's not really moving anymore. So what I need to do is just loosen it. It's adhering to that canvas. So I'm going to lift it up a little bit on each side just to loosen its grip on that canvas. If your canvas isn't super secure, make sure you don't have any folds underneath, because that will make a weak joint in your slab. So I'm going to do it again. And you can't probably see that, but it just stretched a lot. And I'm almost there in terms of it being meeting there's no more clay above the height of my guides. So I'm just going to loosen it one more time. And I'm going to roll it one more time. Actually moved a lot that time. So as it gets thinner, it's easier to move. Do it one more time. And when it stops moving at all, when it stops stretching it at all, when I'm rolling it, then I know that I have it all a very even thickness. So it moved a little bit more. I'm gonna do it one more time to feel a little resistance, not much, I'm almost there. Okay, so now what I have is this very nice, beautiful, big flat sheet of clay that I'm going to let set up a little bit, but there's one more thing I need to do. And that's, remember I said I wanted you to have your metal rib. What we're going to do is we're going to work the surface of the slab to kind of realign all those particles that we've messed up now. So I'm just going to take it, I'm holding it from the flat edge, so I have the rounded edge here. I'm going to hold it, I'm going to lightly rub it across the surface to, again, kind of realign those particles to get it all kind of going the same direction so that we don't get any inconsistencies, any weak spots. This may also be what you want to do when you start working with it on the other side if you want to hide the texture of the canvas, because you will see the texture of the canvas on the back side. So if that's something you don't like, you can use your rib to get rid of that as well. All right, so what I'm going to show you how to build with them in the next tutorial, but that's your basic method of creating a slab, which is a wide, thin sheet of clay. Depending on the size of your vessel, it depends on the wall thicknesses, but you generally want it somewhere between 1/8 to 1/4 inch. And these guides really do help get that really consistent. All right, see you later.